And we are back with another episode of Your True Sons, brought to you by the Players Lounge. I am one of your hosts, Kevin Rutland. I'm here with Sean Weatherspoon and Jeremy Maclin. We got a lot to discuss tonight. It was an eventful weekend of college football and an eventful weekend for Mizzou football in particular. But we'll kick it off with the playoff games. Let's start with the first one, Oklahoma versus Alabama, which I think may have been the best game of the weekend. Did you guys expect Bama to come back? Did you expect Oklahoma to start so hot? What were your reactions from the first college football game of 2025? Let me go with Spoon on this one.
I think it was it was pretty exciting to see the way Oklahoma started the game. It kind of seemed like, they were cream of the crop. They came out, playing the way that they play. I know we had kind of talked about it outside, in a group chat about how good they look. They could win, but we also said that it's anybody's except for Tulane and JMU, right? So it was it was cool to see the game. I think that was kind of what I thought Alabama would do, coming off a loss in the SEC. They're battle tested in the SEC championship game. They came back and did what Alabama does, and it was good to see them get the win. But obviously, that was a really good game to watch and exciting to kind of kick it off.
Definitely. Jeremy, how do you feel about the Oklahoma and Alabama game?
I thought it was a great game to be like a fan of college football and watch. I thought you saw a little bit of everything. I think Oklahoma was riding high, being at home, having that home game, and kind of jumped out there early. But I thought Bama really kind of dug deep, man, and really showed us why they deserve to be in the college football playoffs. I thought every team that's left could potentially win, other than JMU and Tulane. I thought Oklahoma was probably the one team that I couldn't really see because I didn't think they had enough offensively. Right, that was the one team that's kind of left in it that like you've never really seen them get hot offensively. You know what I mean? And everybody else that's been there has. So I mean that's in it has. So. I think with the remaining 8 teams, man, I truly think that anybody can win it. I really do.
I think anybody except for – I'm not a big fan of Ole Miss right now, not because they didn't show enough versus Tulane, but it's just a lot going on. You don't have your head coach. I just don't think you can ride high.
They do have their head coach going forward is there. He's there. So
I don't have Lane, is what I'm trying to say. Do you need him? We'll see.
I thought the reception that they showed coach was pretty telling to me. All right. I thought, I don't think it's like you're going to get somebody else out of a new build. He was already in the building. He's your D coordinator. He's already like the second guy in charge. So like, I think,
True.
You lose Lane, but I thought that is it Charlie Weiss Jr.? Right. I thought he did a phenomenal job of calling that game. Yeah, they did play Tulane, but they looked sharp, man. And even coach said that, Weiss was just like ready to kind of take the reins and kind of show what he's able to do, kind of calling the game. So I hear what you're saying, and I do, because there is still a lot going on. But man, I truly think that like all 8 of these teams can legitimately win the whole thing.
When you think about when you think of a defensive coordinator being the head coach, I think of a defense playing free. Just out there playing their best ball. No matter what happens, they know that the guy that's, at the helm is going to, unless they're out there not doing what they're supposed to do. But if you look at Tulane, they couldn't pee a drop. And I think that says that the golden era is here in Oxford, and it's going to be something to reckon with. And I believe, when you get a chance to be in the second round of the playoff, you had a home game, you take that momentum, and now your first game was a college football playoff win.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a great story if you can just keep it rolling, right? So I look forward to seeing them in the next game and seeing if they can get over the hump that got over them last time.
Definitely. Well, let's talk about it. We're here, man.
Wait, real quick, Kev, let me ask you a question, right? Because you asked all the questions. How do you feel about 5 through 8 getting home games, but 1 through 4 never does?
So, I personally don't like anyone getting a home game. I just think, even though it mocks the NFL, right? But I just feel like it's college. There are enough bowl games to go around. to have these teams play in a neutral site. Like I don't like the home games at all. But
Okay.
should 1 through 4 get them? If anybody want to, yes, let them have the home games. I'm with you. That's right. That's my personal feeling. We talked about Ole Miss and Tulane. So let's tackle the elephant in the room. There are some teams at home that wish they had a spot in the college football playoff, but they've essentially were knocked out by Tulane, first and foremost, and then James Madison. With Tulane losing by 31 points, never really looked like they should have been in that game. Did Ole Miss do enough to make the committee change what they want to do next year? Or the years to come? Are we still going to see Group 4 teams getting in that basically look bad versus these Power 5 programs? Did Tulane do enough to make a case for somebody next year? J-Mac, what do you think?
Well, I do know there's changes coming, right? We don't know exactly what they are. I do know the one that, like, if whatever's coming next year would have been in this year, Notre Dame would have been in. So one of those teams would have been out. But according to like this year's model, the team that would have been out would have been Miami. But so like it's just so hard. Because you have to have like the conference, the highest ranked conference champs, which is why JMU ended up getting in, right? All the committee had to do was to keep one of those teams out was just rank Duke ahead of JMU. Like then the ACC champion gets in. But I do know like what's coming. I do know that I think the ACC champion's automatically in, no matter how they're ranked and things like that. So I don't blame Tulane. I don't blame JMU, right? They quote unquote earned it.
Yes.
They earned it and they deserved it because they earned it, but they weren't the most worthy teams. And the most worthy teams, 3 of them were sitting at home. It should have been either Notre Dame, Texas, Notre Dame, Vandy, Texas. Like it should have been a combination of those 3 teams. Hell, you can even say Utah if you wanted to, but
BYU only lost to Texas Tech.
Exactly, BYU. So
you lost 2 games in both the Tech.
They, according to the rules, they were the most. I mean, they earned it and they deserved it because they earned it, but they weren't the most worthy.
No, we're not the most worthy. Spoon, what do you think? You agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think obviously we've already talked about expanding it, and if you're gonna have the group of 5 teams that won their conferences in there, then you got to figure out a way to make it a larger playoff, and that way you don't have to say you guys can't come because of your the way you guys played the year before, but still you got those teams that are sitting at home watching that game. You're finding a way to please them and their fan base as well to get a true champion, because there's some teams at home that could beat Ole Miss, that could beat Oregon, that could beat anybody in the country. There's a few teams at home that can do that, and I think going into this game this past weekend, these games, we knew that it'd be an uphill battle for these universities.
So, question: if you expand the playoff and you still let the Tulanes of the world, the James Madisons of the world get in my opinion, I don't care if they're not playing Ole Miss, if they're not playing Oregon, if they end up playing Texas or Notre Dame, the same thing happens.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So are we going to just keep like kind of throwing them a bone and say, hey, come see what it's like, and then getting blown out? Or do we just say, hey, look, let's just start another playoff for you guys?
Can I chime in first, Matt?
Please, yes, sir.
I think you gotta keep throwing them a bone because it's gonna build them up. It's gonna build them up to where they can get to that point to where they can compete with these schools, because their visibility is becoming something that everybody's able to see now against those top teams. Maybe you get that letter in the mail and say, "Damn, you ain't going there. I got an offer from such and such," but they're playing that team, right? And you get a chance to watch it and see some of the positives that they have along with their negatives, but you get a chance to say, hey, I want to be a part of the difference there. They got a good coach. It's a good opportunity. We know we win that conference. We don't have to even, We don't have to even bargain to get in. We win the
That's a
conference,
good point.
we're in. So I think it can help build those programs by keeping them in. But you still got to get the ones that are feeling left out in the in the P4 conferences an opportunity to get in there and do some work as well.
But what I'm saying is, if you let them in, and let's say it's not in the whatever spot they end up being in, you're gonna end up with a team that, let's say, like a Utah is gonna be upset that Texas gets in, Notre Dame gets in, but then Tulane gets in, James Madison gets in. Now Utah's like, what?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be 16 teams. To me, I mean, I've always thought the top 25 is something that was, that's what teams led with when they were recruiting me. Like, we were in top 25. I don't mind having a bigger playoff. I don't know. It's not on my plate to have to figure that out. But if you get, you get the whole top 25, and what y'all want to talk about now? Like, the teams that ain't even ranked, you want to talk about not going to the playoff?
That's true. That's just a lot of games.
Yeah,
but that's a good point, though. Now nobody can cry.
You got to get rid of conference championships if you do that. And I think right now the revenue that you get from those games are still things that these people are not trying to let go.
But if you start the playoff right then and put those same teams in those same cities in those same buildings, then people it's going to churn out a lot of people. Now you don't have the events, the SEC legends and all that stuff. But then that stuff can be. You can do that. The basketball championship time of the year or something. You can still go to these college football Hall of Fames and put these events on. But I feel you.
I think it's safe to say college football is changing right in front of our eyes, right? And I'm a big believer in that not all change is bad. So like I'm very interested to see like which way it goes. I think like the years of Boise State beating Oklahoma on the trick play, like I just think
the behind the back.
That's just done because they don't have the resources. They don't have the money. So maybe it's one of those things where like in order to qualify, man, you have to hit some type of benchmark to do it. Because like at the end of the day, man, like these kids are going to get their money, period. This is what it is.
That's true.
So I think it should be separate, right? But if it's not separate, you have to have the best G4 team in there. You just got to, because like they're still a part of the NCAA, right? FBS conference, so you got to have it in there. So,
but let's think
that
to the BCS days. I don't know if Boise State could have ever played for the Natty.
Well,
like in the BCS days, they would have never been ranked that high. They could go, and I think at that year
they made a BCS bowl, didn't it?
BCS bowl, but they couldn't play for the national championship. When you're playing in a playoff, it's championship implications. They beat Oklahoma in whatever bowl game that was, but they couldn't have played for the Natty.
Well, two years ago they were number 3, and there was talks about them being number 2 in the country. So
That's true. So they would have,
You see what I'm saying? So I just think that like if you keep it how it is, the best G5 team has to get in, or G4, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I think it should be separate, right? You don't think Tulane, JMU, North Texas. Who else had really good seasons on there? USF. Those teams, Memphis, right? They don't want a chance to be called national champions, right? Like
everybody wants.
They should. I'm sorry. They should. So like they should have been in the, like maybe they take their best 6 like they used to do. Like the top 2 get buys. You know what I mean? And they do what they do. But like I do think that like it needs to be separate. I don't know if y'all saw today, but like this whatever's coming next year. Essentially, the SEC and the Big Ten said, either y'all sign this or we gonna play for our own championship. So you're starting to see people flex their muscle, that the big boys. So we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame actually just paused the USC game.
Yeah, college football, as we used to know, is done, man.
But that's actually a good move because now Notre Dame is saying, all right, look, I know BYU is going to have a shot at winning the Big 12. If we can beat somebody's conference champion, then that puts us in good shape. And USC, frankly, lately just hasn't been getting the job done enough to think they're going to beat Indiana, Ohio State. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, I'm done, you guys. I'll go out and I'll play BYU, a team that's going to be in the mix with the Big 12, which I think is smart.
Another thing, though, do you think, the way Texas Tech just put spend a lot of money to get where they get. I mean, what's to say USC can't go and do the
That's a
same
good
thing?
point.
Like I mean,
Well, so this is
these
the thing, though.
universities.
I think it's that Texas Tech they did that and they became a really big fish in a small pond. If USC does it, now you're just on par with Michigan, Ohio State, and
Yeah.
Indiana and Penn
Yeah.
State. You're not just like blowing them out. Texas Tech, I don't know what their record was last year, but then this year it's like college football playoff, Big 12 champion. You know what I mean? I think Big 12 being constructed the way it is, when you lose Oklahoma, you lose Texas, there's no staple in that conference anymore. They saw an opportunity and took it, and I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
But USC, I don't think they have a good money, but it's Ohio State too. You know what I mean? It's Michigan. So
I think
yeah.
if you were to go put Texas Tech in the Big Ten or the SEC this year, like could they very well have been one of the top teams potentially?
Mm-hmm.
But like they also could have got scraped up 2, 3, 4 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they could have.
Granted, like when you get into the college football playoffs, you just have to win that one game.
Yeah.
When you get into the SEC, okay, I got to play Bama this week. I got to play Georgia next week. Here come Tennessee. Let me double back with Vandy, right? I got it's
Oklahoma,
different.
Yeah.
It's different. For one game, I got you. And everybody says, "Oh, well, we beat them in the it's a one game." But
it's one game.
To do it over and over and over again, that is a tough thing to do.
Yeah. What you got, Spoon?
Just to go back, I don't think the Big Ten is. I think the Big Ten is relative to the. If Texas Tech wins the whole thing, then the Big Ten and the Big 12 are the same to me. You know, like that's.
Ooh.
I mean, they got like 5 or 6 teams over there. SEC is just a lot deeper, but I think there are teams in the Big Ten with them having as many teams as the SEC has, about 16, 17 teams. You can. I mean, the way we looked at Indiana last year when they made it, right? We didn't look at them like they're going to be back doing this. We like kind of that's an anomaly, but here they are undefeated this year, the only team that's still undefeated. So I think it's room for these conferences to have these storied, blue blood programs to pick it up, and I don't know when that's going to happen, but I just feel like the ACC and the Big 12 kind of, they kind of feel not G5-ish, but like you said, like you're a big fish in a small pond over there when you look at Tech. No disrespect to BYU, no disrespect to even Arizona State, who was ranked, coming to the season that actually beat Texas Tech, but it just seemed like the SEC is that. It seemed like that's that staple, that one place where like only people in the SEC got a real, fight. Like everybody else, like
That's true.
Utah can talk about it, BYU can talk about it, but at the same time, the way we look at the conferences, it's like, nah, we ain't gonna give you that.
That's a great point. I agree.
But the teams in those conferences that are making splashes are the one that got what? They got the bread. Texas Tech got the bread. Miami has the bread, right? Florida State has the they were talked about. Yeah, they fell off a cliff, but I'm sorry right now, I don't see a Duke going into College Station and beating Texas A&M because they don't have it. They don't have enough. They don't have enough. Good
point. Yeah. I totally agree. Did Oregon embarrass James Madison enough for y'all? I was a little. I turned the game off at the first half.
They won by 17, like I said.
I know, and I thought it was going to be about 40.
Nah.
I needed Oregon to blow them out, and maybe we would never finish James Madison because it's a great season. But I don't want to ever see you back in the college playoff. I just don't. Not at the expense of Notre Dame, at the expense of Vandy. I don't want to see you in at the expense of Texas. I don't want to see you in over those teams. If we find a way to get you in there, I'm happy, and I'll, hats off, clap for you. But while Texas is at home, no, I'm sorry. I'm not even a big Texas fan. I got to watch JMU on Saturday night primetime, and Texas is at home. No.
Well, I mean, Texas defense kind of was too. So they could have got drummed up in Oregon too, but
good point. And they let go of the coordinator too. Muschamp
and the DB coach, they made a lot of changes. They're trying to get over the hump, right? And I think I feel you when you say JMU, but man, I would have loved if Missouri would have looked at that offensive coordinator maybe. I mean, he kind of.
Oh, hey, I'm not mad, and I think that's a perfect segue into our hire. Spoon. We went with Chip Lindsey from Michigan, and if you're looking at what happened at Michigan, just talk about ball, not the whole circus they got going on as a program. But if you look at just what happened to their football team, in my opinion, it didn't jump off the tape. It was a team, and it was like, oh, okay, cool. And they had an all-world quarterback, but he's young, so you give him a pass on that. But they just didn't do a lot. The offense did not look explosive at all. It just looked like we'll get through games, and hopefully our defense can carry us. But if you go back a little bit further and you watch him in North Carolina, now the question is, was Drake May that good, or is he a quarterback whisperer? That is a question. And
Well,
go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry.
And you're bringing him into our system where we're working with a sophomore as it presently stands. Bo is gone, or Bo is leaving. So now we're going with Matt. If he is the quarterback whisperer like he was, or maybe was not with Drake May, are we excited or are we nervous? Are we looking at his most recent time in Michigan, or are we going to go back and look at North Carolina? I'm personally looking at Michigan because I'm like, you showed me what you could do last year, and that's not enough. How do y'all feel about the Chip Lindsey hire?
I'd have to. I gotta wait and see how it unfolds. I
want to hear it now.
But I don't know. That's the thing about it. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you. Like every time I watched the Michigan game, like I wasn't very like over the top impressed with like what. But at the end of the day, man, it's all about personnel too, right? So you got a young quarterback. Yeah, he looks like Cam Newton, but he's 18 years old. So 18, 19 years old. So you gotta, you get some growing pains, and I know he's gonna be a phenomenal talent, but and then we don't know.
Is he?
I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah,
That's the thing about it. We don't know.
I think he'd be a good player in college football. I think so.
And then you talked about.
Let me
go
challenge
ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
Were you, as his play in college, were you ever impressed with their last quarterback, who was starting for the Vikings? Were you during that season? Were you impressed with him?
I was. I wasn't
Okay.
impressed with their passing, but I was impressed with him as a college football quarterback. That's what I'll say. I don't like what I see even in the league from him. When it comes to moving the ball down the field. But and he also, I've heard some things about his injuries and how teams didn't even know, like McCarthy for the Vikings.
Oh,
going back there, right? I wasn't superly impressed with his passing, but I was impressed with him as a football player, to where you run the ball well with your running back, you run the ball well enough with your quarterback that you're never even behind the sticks, where you're not even looking at passing on third down. And that was the secret to them. They never even had to pass on third down, and that's what made it so hard to evaluate him. Yeah. But I think you just call the game with the team that you have, and I think that's the offensive coordinator's job. Like, not coming in here reinventing the wheel, just kind of, okay, look, I'm pretty sure him and Drink have gotten on the same page about where they want to take it. We know what they want to do with this quarterback and the system, and if he can follow those, that curriculum and lead a young quarterback, then I think he's a good guy for the job. I just, I would like to see a little bit more firepower and splash when we talk about the hire. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. J-Mac, you said that you just don't know. And I think I agree. Like, we don't know how the marriage between he and Drink will work. We don't know how the marriage between he and Matt will work. We don't know. And I think that uncertainty produces a little bit of like anticipation.
Absolutely.
But I also think that gives you a very, very short leash.
Will he coach the bowl game for versus Texas?
I don't think so.
Good question.
I don't think so. I think, I doubt it, right? But I'm saying the short leash is, if they come out next year and we open up the season, and I'm not sure we're playing first, but I know we have Kansas that next week, and we only put up like 17 points, and it's a tough 17, and we get the win. Now I'm already apprehensive about buying stock in that marriage. So, J-Mac, you don't know, but what is your outlook? What is it? Are you positive, or are you just like, hey, we'll see when next season rolls around, or what? Like, what are you thinking?
I think that Drink's and everybody down in Columbia has been hearing like what everybody's been saying about the offense, right? The lack of explosive plays, right? The lack of being able to get the ball down the field in the pass game, the lack of having a consistent pass game. So I think everybody's saying it. I also feel like when you go back and you watch us, right, that's also been the reasons why we've maybe not been able to get over the hump in some of these games. So that's got to be a point of emphasis. It's got to be something that they've talked about. It's got to be something that they're working on. It has to be, right? In order for us to get to where we need to get to. So I am hopeful, and like that's kind of what's at the forefront of the marriage. You know what I mean? Like being able to sustain a passing game. All right, got to sustain it, right? So
you do.
As far as McCarthy, I just here's what's crazy. I've had people tell me that he's one of the best football players they've ever seen, like at the high school level. Then he goes to college and wins a national championship. Then he is a first round draft pick, and everybody's like, how? Right? The fans, and we're all like, how? But then you look at like him play now, and he's been hurt a little bit, right?
He has.
And he's not played particularly well, but he has these moments where you're like, yo, this dude is legit. So like, I'm not like, that's the thing about it. I'm not sure. I don't really have anything to gauge him off of. Like, if you want to go talk about Drake May, like Drake May's up for the MVP this year, right? Probably should be the MVP of the National Football League.
This is Drake May's second year, right?
Yeah.
And it's McCarthy's second year, right?
Good point. But so I think it's
but one's hurt, one hasn't been hurt.
Right, but he coached both of them? Is that what I'm trying to figure out?
No, so he did not coach McCarthy.
Okay, he wasn't a part of that.
If when he went to Michigan, are we looking at something that was like, hey, look, Michigan, we're gonna run the football here. We're not gonna really throw the ball up in the field. We're gonna be conservative. So did they kind of warp how he calls plays, or should we look at him at North Carolina and say, oh, he let Drake May?
Oh, that's what you were saying. Okay, I thought you were talking about the quarterback.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm asking. Because with
this
year, Michigan freshman at quarterback, maybe they said, hey, let's be safe. But maybe what's really in him is that what we saw with he and Drake May in North Carolina is what I'm asking.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, bring it. We come on. Like, if that's it, come on with it. Yeah, like I'm always, man. Listen, I trust Drink. I trust like his vision. I think Drink is a very, very sharp, like coach person. I think he definitely understands like where we've been deficient at, and I think that like, I think he understands. Hey, we're going to have to get better at this in order for us to go do what we want. We don't want to be sitting at 8-4. Like that's not our standard, right? We want to be 10-2, 11-1, playing for the playoff spots, right? That's the goal. That's the expectation now, right? Like,
definitely.
Like this is not a if we flash onto the scene and win 10 games, great. No, man, that should be where we like what we expect. And I think Drink, that's what Drink is trying to establish there.
Okay. Last question. I want to talk about how does Drink coach this bowl game with so much uncertainty from the OC, from not having Moore anymore, and now you don't have a quarterback, kind of. You lost some receivers. How do you coach a game where you are basically starting over since your last game? How do you coach that game? Or how much stock do you put into that game? I know he's competitive. I know he's coaching a team full of competitors. But at what point do we call a spade and say, hey, man, look, you don't have a lot. I don't know what Virginia's going through, but they're not a staple to me like Mizzou has been of the last couple of years. So how do you coach this game? How do you coach this bowl game, this Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, with a new team? Spoon, give me what you got.
Man, oh, you know why we talking about this, man? We know what's about to happen.
I love it.
Hand it off.
Yeah.
Hand it off. Let's get the spring ball. Let's get the recruits. Let's get this portal popping.
Yeah.
And we get through this one, But I think the way we run the football will be very challenging for Virginia. It's going to be very challenging for Virginia to, uphold in those trenches. And I think that's where we have to lean on our FCC roster. Even though we're losing some guys, we still got that tailback back there who I think is the top back in the
Both
country.
of them.
May not be. Both of them are really good tailbacks. I would love to see them running up and down the field versus the Cavaliers, man. That'd be cool.
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mention. I think, did we say we're losing Manning, Bo,
Johnson,
and Johnson? Those are the people I'm talking about when we talk about what is Drink going to do with his offense. Yeah. When you don't, I don't think calling plays for him is a tall order. That's who he is. But who's running those plays is a conversation starter. So, J-Mac, how do you coach this game after you've lost a couple of guys and you still obviously want to win, and now you're going with the guy who actually was the backup quarterback? How do you coach this game? Or what do you want to see from this game?
I think you coach it by saying, what we win 11 games 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Won 10 last year?
Yes.
Right? Got a chance to win 9 this year?
Mm-hmm.
Recruiting pitch. We've averaged 10 wins over the last 30 wins the last 3 years. Like that, to me, that's what you do, right? And there's not going to be very many teams that can say that.
True.
And I think you're going to get a good look because a lot of people that are hopping into the portal have already done it. There's some kids that hop into it and still play, right? Yeah. You may get a couple of kids that do it after the bowl game, but a lot of higher profile guys are hopping into the portal right now. So this is your roster. Move it into spring ball. You're going to figure out kind of what you got. You're going to figure out kind of how the pieces are falling into place and see what you got to go hit the ground running to get out the portal, right? So I just think that we're not in position to act like bowl games don't matter. We got to take care of business, right? Every win's a win for us.
Okay.
Right? Until you establish that consistency of being that team that is a playoff competing for SEC championships type of team, right? Every game matters. Every game matters.
I like that. It's an opportunity. Yeah. And as a player, how do you go into this game? The same way? Every game matters? Because, like you said, J-Mac, the guys who you kind of know about, the staples, the decision's made. So if you're still hanging around on this roster, you're really auditioning for your own coaching staff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that the motivation you use going to this game? Or do we just rely on, I'm a competitor, I don't care where I am, I'm going to show up and put my best foot forward every time? Or is it more of an audition?
It's got to mean more, because of the situation that you're in. Because the coaches are going to be, combing through the portal to find guys that can come in and produce at a high level.
Yeah,
it would behoove you to show that you can be that guy, and this is opportunity. Maybe you haven't had a chance to play that much during this season, but obviously losing 2 or 3 wide receivers, and there's going to be some guys that are going to be looked at to catch the ball in this game. And I think if you go out there and make a name for yourself by when your numbers call, you answer. If you do that, then you got something to hang your hat on, and you build that with a great spring. And then next thing you know, man, you could be an SEC, all league player. And
that's true.
That's what we need. We need guys.
Yes.
We need more guys to be SEC all league players. That's once you put your stamp on the conference, then that's when you start hanging some banners.
That's true. Jimmy, you feel the same way about a player in this game?
Well, I think honestly, I think Zollers is auditioning for the job, right? I think
definitely.
It's big. You know what I mean? And I think depending on how well he plays is going to be depending on what we do in the portal at the quarterback position.
Okay.
So I think he has great talent, and that's why, like I said, not all change is bad in college football, but the developing players, man, is just tough nowadays. You don't have time to wait, and it sucks because the development is gone, and then also the recruiting of the typical high school football player is gone.
Yes.
I've had so many coaches come in and tell me, "Hey, we don't redshirt players anymore. Either you come in and you contribute right away, and in a major way on special teams and a package player, or we go to the portal." And it's just so crazy that I've had teams that are in the playoffs telling me that. Oklahoma's telling me that If you can't come in and compete and play and earn a spot right away, you're gonna have because you got to come in at semester. You're
Yeah.
gonna have semester. You're gonna have that spring. You're gonna have that fall, and then you got that following spring. If you're not a high level contributor, like
It's over.
we're gonna holler at you.
Man,
Makes me
that's
sad.
interesting. That's interesting that you said that. And I think about it, like a team like Oklahoma. I mean, you think about the type of guys that they're recruiting. These guys are going to require, quite the salary once they get on campus. So it kind of makes sense if you don't come in and play, boom, you got to go, right? But
You have to go.
I mean, maybe they start combing through, preferred walk-ons, the guys that
Yeah,
used to be the, maybe the Spoon, the Denario, the two-star kid. Like maybe they just, you get in school, and then you get opportunity to develop, but we're not dedicating this amount of funds towards you. Maybe I want to know if there's some things like that going on with some type of development for guys that may be kind of, not at that level yet to where they can actually contribute. Because that's pretty interesting that they just comb through the portal and go get it instead of still like building something that is of your brand. So when the moment does come, you know these guys won't go off the reservation because it's so tough to not control, but tough to trust guys that come in from other schools that may be,
yeah.
some guys that probably got some stuff to them that could affect your whole group too. So I think it's a very interesting place that we're at right now.
Well, check. You're also like your PWOs or your walk-ons now. Like, hey, like that's what you are. But here's your NIL to cover your tuition. Like so, like
Ooh.
so, like, bro, it's crazy, man. Like, what's
Oh my
going on
goodness.
is so crazy. Like, you got kids announcing they're re-signing. Like, that's
Yes,
wild to
crazy.
me. You got schools announcing that hey, we re-signed.
He's
Well,
staying.
I thought we're still going to school to get our college education. Am I
Yeah,
tripping?
it's wild.
Oh,
Am I
Jamie,
tripping?
No,
that is
you're not
another
tripping. It's just
conversation.
Like, am I tripping though? Like,
No, you're
and
not.
then
But
think
that's
about this,
you're
right?
not tripping.
If I'm
We
paying this
tripping.
kid all this money to come here and play, you think I'm gonna let this kid fail? Think I'm gonna let this kid
no.
not pass grades? Man,
Like, let's be honest though. Let's be honest. Hearing about guys having academic issues on the collegiate level is a thing of the past. That doesn't happen anymore.
yes, absolutely. It's never gonna happen again. But like, that's the thing about it. Like, like this thing is so different than with anything we. It's probably anything. It's way past anything we ever could imagine. Like what it is, man.
I agree. I just don't think, like, whether you come in and your goal is to graduate, that's not the goal of the program for you. It's just not. Look, come on, man. But look, playing devil's advocate, can you blame them? You might leave me in a year. Why am I
No,
investing
I'm
in
with
your
you.
academic future? You're gonna leave next year. You might play here, or scratch that. Instead of you leaving on your voluntarily, I might tell you to leave next year. I need to
So
get somebody else in here.
it seems like essentially it's just 1 year deals for these kids, right?
That's it, man.
And it's just,
Yeah.
hey, it's a money year. It's a free
I
agent year.
gotta get every year is a free agent year. Imagine that stress. I'm
Wow.
telling you right now, a guy in my shoes wouldn't last it a year in anybody's program. What?
Bro, you would not have in today's world, you would be gone. Like there's not a
Yes.
chance. Coach Ford would have came to you after maybe a year and a half, been like, Rut, like, hey,
Yo, you gotta go.
hey man. Hey, you BSing, dog. Like, hey,
You gotta go.
who you want me to call for you? Like,
Mm.
it's crazy, man. But like, and here
Yeah,
you are, like I said, like your story then never becomes what it is. You feel what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
Like,
That's
like
true.
you like I said, bro, like you on
Developing
Thursday night
players.
on the island with Julio. That never happens, right? Like,
It doesn't happen yet.
doesn't happen.
The development of a player and watching him from 18 years old to 21, it just doesn't happen anymore. You don't get to see that story. And that's sad.
Man, it's some
College
sad
athletics.
grown-ups, man, running this college football thing, dog.
That's a good
Ruining
point.
these kids' lives, man. Like these kids
a good
deserve an
point.
opportunity to go to school and develop and learn and chase
Wow.
their dreams. And it just got that much smaller. The window's
Yeah.
that much smaller. The opportunity
You
is
gotta
almost not even there.
you gotta develop at the FCS level or
Yep.
G4's team. I
Yep.
mean, yeah,
And
that's where you gotta
Wow.
develop G5 team.
So I know this isn't the topic, but I love where we're going. So is it safe to say for the high school players, look, if you're not getting recruited by the the Oklahomas. If you're not the 4 and 5 star, let's start seriously considering Group 4 because they have an incentive to develop you. They might get 1, 2, some cases 3 years out of you. And you can go play 1 year or JUCO. Or JUCO. Is that better? Because now you get 6 years.
If I was at JUCO and I'm out there playing my tail, I get 3-4 games. I'm ball. I'm gonna see y'all next time, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going G5, and then when I leave G5, I'm gonna be ready for P4. You know, like I mean, this is wild. But yeah, I would tell
That's a good
kids
way of looking at it. Yeah.
Whoever's trying to give you some money to come play, to where you can get developed, get on film, and show what you can do. I would, always respect all those people who call you. Maybe you look at them like, man, I ain't going there. Hey, you never know. You never know because that may be the safest.
You love
that
who's
may be the
loving
best
you.
route.
You love who's loving you.
Who's loving you today.
The toughest part as a high school coach is to sit there and tell a kid like, oh, you are good enough to play at this level. The problem is they're just not coming to get you right now. So you got to take a different path to get there. And that's the toughest thing to tell a kid and his family. Well, why aren't they? Well, that's just not how it works anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Can't
like,
imagine telling a parent that about their son. That's crazy.
But your son is good enough, though. Like, he is good enough. I know he is. I've seen it. They're just not coming to get him right now.
Oh. Hey, high school kids, if you're watching, keep your heads up, man. Keep working. Keep grinding. Keep grinding. Because that,
most definitely.
I can't imagine being in your shoes today and having these goals and dreams and aspirations of going and playing at the Alabamas and the Floridas and the Texas of the world. But those teams never come because they're going to go to the portal before they come to high school. Keep your head up, guys. Keep grinding. Keep working. Your path does not have to look like everyone else's path as long as you get to where you want to go. All right, that's for the high school kids, man.
And also for the young college players, I want to say something. Yeah. If you're at a school, like you said, Mac, love who's loving you, that's giving you an opportunity to show what you can do. You know, you're at a place, maybe you're like at Bowling Green, right? I think about the tight end that's playing with Shador right now. He's one of the best tight ends I saw in the draft last year, drafted high. He didn't leave Bowling Green and go to these other places. I mean, he got fed. He got fed, right? He was up for the Mackey, I want to say, all those, maybe won it, who knows? But, hey, if you got a good situation, you know, maybe you can negotiate, get some more money or whatever, but, hey, they will find you anywhere if your dream is to make it to the NFL. I will say that. I have some teammates that, you know, came out of the woodworks. You know, I mean, Shippensburg was one of the best players I ever played with is Brent Grimes, went to, like, Shippensburg State, returned punts in Nike Prestos, you know, and didn't get drafted. But first opportunity to play, you know, they developed him. The Falcons did develop him. They will develop you in the league. You can make the practice squad. You can, you know, you can be on special teams, you know, do something down there, they'll pick you up. You know, now you got a bigger role with the team. So, hey, if you're at a smaller school, don't necessarily think, like, don't jump at the money all the time. Make sure it's the right situation for you is all I would say.
I agree. Well, look, fellas, once again, it's been a great night, man. To everybody who watches our show, have a Merry Christmas to the Missouri Tigers, who I think they play off on the 27th of December in the Tax Gator Bowl. Good luck. Your true sons are rooting for you to go out there and handle business versus Virginia, man. I'm one of your hosts, Kevin Rutland. I'm here with Sean Weatherspoon and Jeremy Maclin. We're the True Sons, brought to you by the Players Now. Y'all have a good night.